Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Mike and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's a beautiful Sunday. I hope lahat po kayo nagkaroon ng productive Sunday sa inyong lahat. I'm just checking sa ating platform, sa ating live stream sa YouTube. So ayan, meron na. Kasi ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon, kailangan ko palang i-turn off yung aking phone para makita ko po ang mga questions ninyo at maliwanag. O, ayan, para hindi tayo nag-feedback. So again po, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. I'm Dr. Mike and magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Yung pong iba, good morning. Yung iba, good afternoon po. And isa na naman pong magandang lecture or discussion ang pag-uusapan natin kasi ang ating guest ngayong gabi sa ibang dako naman ng mundo natin siya makakausap. Nasa UK po, United Kingdom, sa England ang ating guest tonight. Ayan, marami na tayong mga viewers na nakaantabay sa ating live stream. If you have questions, feel free po. We will try to answer your questions ngayong gabi. Ang ating pong guest, okay, i-introduce ko po maya-maya ng konti, pero ang gusto ko pong malaman sa inyo, ilan na po ba? How many of you have been to the ICU or the intensive care unit? Because our topic for tonight is all about my story at the intensive care unit. Yun po yung pag-uusapan. Maaring pong yung iba natatakot pag naririnig ang salitang ICU or intensive care unit. Or yung iba, ano ba? Sino ba ang mga pasyenteng napupunta sa ICU? Or lahat po ba ng pasyente sa hospital napupunta sa ICU? Or anong mga cases usually ng mga pasyenteng na-admit sa hospital ang pumupunta doon sa ICU or dinadala sa ICU? Yan ang pag-uusapan natin at maaring yung po mga kababayan natin, maraming nagtatanong din sa atin, na natatakot sa ICU? Totoo po ba may multo sa ICU? Tatanungin po natin ang ating guest kung naniniwala siya sa multo or nakakita na siya ng multo sa loob ng ICU. Yan po yung pag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi. And pakilala po muna natin ang ating guest. Okay? Ang ating pong guest ay graduate po siya ng BSN or Bachelor of Science in Nursing in 2007. Sila po yung mga kauna-unang batch ng doon po na nagturo kami sa school sa Holy Angel University. Yung po yung tinatawag na Primus batch. Sila po yon. And I'm very proud to announce to all of you na she graduated magna cum laude. Yun lang naman po yung guest natin ngayong gabi, ha? And work as a staff nurse in Angeles Medical Center from June 2007 to January 2008. And naging clinical instructor din po siya in 2008 to 2012. And nag-aral din po siya, further study ng Master of Arts in Nursing 2010. And then, mula po 2013 to present, staff nurse po siya sa United Kingdom, work in medical short stay unit for a year, and then from 2015 to present, working in intensive and trauma unit. So without any further ado, our guest for tonight, Miss Karen Amaba-David. Hi, Karen.
Hello, Doc. How are you?
Ang
And hello sa mga nanonood.
Yan, oo. Ang dami nating nanonood ngayon. Ayan, sabi nila, ang guest daw natin ngayon, bigatin, sabi nila. Because again,
literal na bigatin, Doc. Literal.
Okay. So, sa mga friends nating nanonood ngayon, sa mga viewers po natin ngayon, probably we have some friends or mga students natin dahil po si Ma'am Karen ay nagturo din po ng nursing. Yung po mga may anak na nursing or tapos na ng nursing, may question kayo kung paano pumunta sa UK or gaano kahirap ang buhay ng isang nurse or madali ba ang buhay ng nurse, please send your questions po sa amin. Okay. By the way, how are you, Miss Karen? Kumusta ang lahat? Kumusta ang situation dyan sa UK?
We're okay. I'm okay. So at the moment dito sa UK, nag-i-ease down na yung mga restrictions namin because of this COVID pandemic. So we're having a bit more freedom to go out and meet some people. Cases-wise sa hospital, medyo mas konti na rin. Although, of course, we're always on guard because it can always change. But generally, we've been well, so which is very good.
And then let's bumalik muna tayo. Tanaw muna tayo sa ating nakaraan, okay? Because I remember when I was teaching your batch, talagang
Yes.
makikita mo na kung sino mga very, very good students at isa ka doon. I could see that, she become one of the best students. Anything that you remember during your nursing days? Any memorable things?
I guess memorable sa akin personally kasi we started from scratch. Our batch is the pioneer. So, there wasn't a batch before us na hihiramin or tatanungin namin, how do you do this community diagnosis? How do you do this research? Every year and subject that we have to take, we have to start from scratch. And, our batch became very close to one another kasi we help each other out sa mga different sections. So, establishing the student council, yung mga activities like nursing days, university days, like representing our department sa university and introducing our department sa university. We have to make that impression. Establishing yung paper natin, which is the Lifeline, and even organization. So I took part in all of those, and they are all memorable, and I made a lot of friends. So all of those memories are very important. Most especially yung I guess yung pinagdaanan namin sa mental exposure.
Where did you have your mental rotation noon? Saan kayo napunta doon nung nag-rotate kayo for mental health? Saang hospital?
Sa may Bataan, Doc. I forgot.
Sa Mariveles?
Oo, yeah, Mariveles. Oo,
Okay.
Bataan. So because it was a trial thing in a way na, it's the first time that we will do it. It was very hectic. Talagang hindi kami natutulog, lahat ng mga estudyante. We are taking exams na nakapajama, na nakatulog ako while doing, my calculations and my exam with the corpus. At ginigising nila ako kasi natulog nga ako while answering my test paper. So yung mga yun, kasi it was really very challenging. It was very hectic but fun kasi memorable talaga sa amin.
And for sure, yung ating mga kababayan, mga mothers na nandito ngayon, nanonood sa atin, makaka-relate sila kasi makikita nila yung mga anak nila na, ay, ganun pala ang pinasok na pag-aaral ng aking anak, lalo na minsan hindi naiintindihan bakit puyat ng puyat si anak, ganito pala ang ginagawa pag nag-aaral ka ng nursing. Any natatandaan mo mga estudyante noon na sana hindi mo ba namimiss sa pagtuturo o yung mga co-faculty na nasaan na kaya si ganito? Do you still keep in contact sa mga either students or co-faculty before?
Student-wise, we have 2 students na ka-hospital ko. We don't work on the same unit, pero they work sa same hospital, which is si Riggs Deluso, and we have Paulo Sison as well. Well, Paulo, I was, smiling kasi sabi ko nga whenever I recall stories, sabi ko, pag sabi niya, CI ko to. Oo, estudyante ko yan, laging walang ballpen. Yung mga gano'n na, makulit yan. So, but they've matured, they're doing well in their field. So it makes you proud because, you see them and you see them sa Facebook, they're specializing in this and that and probably better than you sa mga, like research, look at Noriel, Precious. They're doing well internationally. And, I was teaching them research, introducing research to them years ago and see them, surpass you by miles, which is very kind of, you're very proud kung anong na-achieve nila and what they're doing for the community as well. It's really very good to see. Faculty-wise, I miss everyone.
Okay.
I miss everyone. Sabi ko nga, I still dream that I'm in Holy Angel University as a faculty. Nagkukwentuhan tayong lahat. I guess it's very special that it's always there na nami-miss mo and then, it shows up in your dream. So, yeah, I miss everyone.
And then when was the last time that you visited Philippines? Did you visit yung faculty?
Faculty would probably 2015 2015.
Okay, 5 years ago.
So almost 5 years, yeah. People are different because yung a lot of us have moved on and did other things. And then College of Nursing became CNAMS. So meron ng mga faculty ng Medtech, X-ray, which I haven't met before. So medyo nag-iba yung structure. But otherwise, yung mga colleagues natin nandun pa din. And I, make it a point na we go out at least for lunch or dinner and, reminisce and just laugh at, all the crazy things we did before. So yeah, nakakamiss sila.
Nakakamiss talaga. By the way, sa ating po mga subscribers, mga viewers na nanonood, si Ma'am Karen po ay nagturo din po. So una po naging estudyante namin siya, and then naging kinuha po siya ng faculty ng nursing, and then nagturo po siya. How many years na nagturo ka rin?
Almost 4 years plus.
Okay.
4 years plus.
Oo. Almost 4 years, no? Oo.
Yeah.
Doon tayo nagkasama. And si Ma'am Karen po ay isa sa mga, sabi ko nga, hindi lang matalino, masipag, kasi pinagsabay po niya na nagtuturo siya, trabaho siya, at nag-aaral po siya. At the same time, pinukuha po niya yung Master of Arts in Nursing, nag-masteral ka. Paano mo napagsabay-sabay yung ganon?
It became a lifestyle sa mga younger instructors to, teach, work, and then go to masters. So basically, yung 2 years na yun, Doc, I don't have a day off. Like Monday to Friday, you always teach, you prepare lessons, you go to the hospital, and then by Saturday, you have to go to the master's university for your master's class. And then by Sunday, you either prepare for your next class next week, or yung mga assignments, projects mo for master. So basically, the only downtime is pagtulog ka, which is probably 5 hours at most. So hectic, very hectic. But
so parang
yeah,
walang social life nung time na yun. Pero wala. Mahirap ang social life. Oo. And then, how did you, naisip mo na ba kaagad that after finishing your master's, after your RN, nagtrabaho sa Philippines, na nagturo din, anong nag-trigger sa'yo why you decide to leave the country? At UK ba ang track na gusto mo talagang puntahan, or country na gusto mong puntahan, or other countries, may other country na choice mo?
Actually, my dad is in America. So one of the main reasons why nag-nursing ako is so that I can, work there as a nurse. So during the course of the time na nag-aaral ako, I was meant to go there already without finishing the course and then babalik, which, I refused. I didn't do. So my dad is really upset. So that was always the goal, is to be with them, para magsama-sama kami there. However, I enjoyed teaching. I suddenly went into teaching, which is not the plan. And then I enjoyed it. So I think every day na tatawag ang daddy ko, ang tanong niya sa akin is, what are you doing there? You should be going here. So parang ganun ang conversation. Well, and then, I reached yung overage. So basically, I could not go there under my dad's petition. So I said, I can go there on my own and all of that. So anyway, during that time, I think there was a saturation of nurses in the Philippines kasi nagsara ang US. There was like a, anong tawag nila doon? Like the visas aren't really getting processed. I think 10 years delay. And then what was really open sa mga countries were Canada, Australia, UK. So what I did was to just kind of apply for those 3 countries. And I was really wanting to go to Canada because it's closer to America with my dad. And, researching about the countries, it's a good place to be in. And then Australia, nag-apply din ako doon. And then, UK was one of the options, but it's never the first option. And then everything just happened na nagkaroon ng problem sa Canada, and then Australia suddenly changed their policies. We had to wait for a couple of years to get things done again. And then, opportunity came sa UK, which I didn't expect. And then I was just submitting. And then, everybody was surprised. In the next 2 months, I was leaving. I was surprised na, 2 months lang, paalis ako. But an interesting story is when I was doing all of those applications, I dreamt of a friend of mine who's in the UK, touring me around London, showing me Big Ben. Here's Big Ben, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, baka sa UK ako mapapadpad. So, and then it did happen after a few years, I was there. So, but, no regrets. I love the country. It's a very good country to live as well.
And I could see the happiness in your face pagkausap kita, ka-message kita na, yun nga, sabi mo, no regrets na nandiyan ka. And ang dami ninyong mga kabatch, ang dami nating mga estudyante nandiyan sa UK, di ba?
Yes. So this is a very good opportunity for people or nurses who want to come over, because at the moment, the government is actually allowing massive recruitment of nurses from all over the world. And yung mga trust dito, number one sa listahan nilang Pilipinas. So this is the best time. They're trying to be lenient. They're aggressively recruiting by the hundreds. So, if you want to come over, it's the best time.
Ayan, sa mga nanonood na estudyante natin, mag-aral sila mabuti o mga natapos na, and UK is open and nagre-recruit nga daw sila ng sobrang dami. Alam naman natin na magagaling ang mga Pilipino, di ba? In terms of skills, in terms of knowledge, etc., etc. But moving forward, anong specific department mo ngayon? ICU, tama ba?
Yes. So, intensive and trauma care ang tawag nila dito. Okay. So, it's a general ICU. Sa atin. So we call it a general ICU. So we take all cases. We're not specific sa isang organ lang. So it's we call it a level 2 ICU kasi you don't specialize on one organ. Then you have those level 3 ICUs na cardiac lang, neuro lang, mga specialist. So ours is general.
In terms of difficulty, how hard it is to be assigned in this field, particularly coming from sa Philippines, maaring sa atin kasi, di ba, very specific na, ICU ka lang, o emergency ka, or surgery ka. Pagdating ba dyan, malaking adjustment din yung part na yun. Siyempre, minsan, technology-wise, or mga facilities. How is it?
Ako masasabi ko on a personal level, it's easier para sa mga Pilipino to make that adjustment compare sa mga dito nag-graduate, like they're native nurses. Kasi sila, they're not very in-depth with theory. Hindi sila ganun magturo eh. They're very kind of practical application. Unlike us, na talagang thoroughly, para kang nagdo-doktor na may medical surgical ka and we discuss all the disease, diagnostics, this is the test, what does it mean? Yung mga ganun ba? Signs and symptoms. So when you go to intensive care, those are really very useful kasi you become very clinical. You're almost like a doctor in a way kasi ang daming trabaho sa atin na doktor ang gagawa niyan. Pero dito sa UK, if you're in ICU, trabaho mo as a nurse. So if you don't have that breadth of knowledge, mahirap kasi it's an uphill climb to relearn everything. But if you came from the Philippines and you've discussed all of this and you have that parang stock knowledge sa'yo, it's easier to adjust and adapt. So that is why I think, we're doing well to go into this certain departments because we are prepared for it. We have the education for it. Yeah.
And in terms of the Filipinos, nurses na sa hospital in particular, the place na kung saan ka nag-work, madami bang kasamang Pilipino na nandiyan?
Yes. Yes. Actually, our trust, according to one of the old-timers, is the very first hospital na nag-recruit sa Pilipinas ng mga Filipino nurses sa buong UK. So they really do value the contribution of the Filipinos. We are well integrated, well part of the hospital. We have a lot of Filipinos on very senior posts. So yeah, very big part. We have a very big community of Filipinos here, which is, we have activities like sports fest. Lahat ng mga Pilipino sa hospital and, around the town. Meron kaming mga Christmas party, Filipino Christmas party, where every Filipino in the trust gathers. Actually, when we started, maliit na hall. Pero ngayon, we have to rent big halls kasi ang dami na talaga ng mga Filipino din working in here. So yeah, well represented ang Filipino dito.
But if coming from the Philippines and working in the UK, syempre you need to take the exam, right? Yun ang
Yes.
ipaliwanag natin sa mga baka akala nila RN ka sa Philippines, pagpasok mo ng UK, pwede mo nang magamit yung lisensya mo. What is the process? You need to take the exam or what?
Yes. So ngayon they've because they need nurses. I think they've just changed their policy to kahit fresh graduate ka,
Mm-mm.
kahit wala kang 1 year hospital experience, it's fine. As
Mm-mm.
long as you pass their initial exam, which you have to apply, they go to the Nursing Midwifery Council website, and then there's a guidance there for overseas applications. So you have to take that initial exam.
Mm-mm.
And most importantly, I guess yung nahihirapan ng marami is the IELTS, which is the English exam that you have to pass, which is yung score mo, dapat it has to be 7.
Mm-mm.
You can take 2 tests as long as you meet all 7. I think that's where a lot of people are struggling a little bit.
Mm-mm.
So, ang advice ko sa mga gustong pumunta is to really improve your English and pass that exam because, the other exam, you could do well on them. They're not very hard in a way.
Mm. So, hindi na ba kailangan na mag-further studies diyan? Basta ipasa mo lang 'yon and then hindi ka na
There,
mag-training pa diyan na specific training para mapunta diyan sa field na ano.
No. So basically, you will have recruiters. There,
Mm.
there are a lot of recruiters coming sa Philippines, mga different hospitals. So you have to pass their interview, and if they like you, they will help you with the application. So you should have your English exam, which is the IELTS, and there's other English exams that they're accepting at the moment. And then you pass the first written exam, which you take in the Philippines. And then when all of that is okay, you will be given a temporary visa to come over to the UK and pass the last exam, which is more like a practical exam. It's like a return demonstration. So, nasa isang clinical area kayo and then your assessors would say, so this is your patient example, nag-cardiac arrest, what do you do? Demonstrate, what do you do? So you have to talk them through it and demonstrate it, and then, they will either give you a grade whether you pass or fail. But you get prepared for that by your own hospital. So kung sino nag-hire sa'yo, they will give you trainings, how to pass it, ano yung mga, because the practice here is very different compared to what we're used to. Yung mga terminologies is different. So you get those, trainings. You're not gonna be just put in there and bahala ka sa buhay mo. So you'll be prepared for it.
Oo, yan. At least naiengganyo tuloy yung mga kababayan natin diyan at saka mga
Yeah.
magulang. Particularly mga bagong graduate sa atin. Okay? How about, sabi mo nga, you work sa ICU. What are the common cases na nakikita mo sa ICU? Anong kalimitang mga kaso diyan?
Common cases namin would be things about the heart, cardiovascular and vascular blood vessels, kagaya ng cardiac arrest, nagka-cardiac failure, nagkaroon ng myocardial infarction. So sa atin, yung naatake sa puso. And then we have people that suffered stroke. Mga post-surgical patients, like example, they had aneurysm, triple aneurysm, AAA, I mean, bowel obstruction. We have renal patient, mga end-stage renal patients na kailangan naming i-hemofilter or parang dialysis. And of course, mga respiratory patients, asthma, pneumonia, ARDS, we call it mga parang respiratory distress syndrome. We also have sepsis patient. So, and flu patient. So lalo na may mga seasonal diseases dito, especially winter time. We get a lot of flu patients and then, they go septic and they get very sick. So yan yung mga common na pasyente namin.
And ang tanong ng mga kababayan natin for sure, sino ba ang mga pasyenteng nangangailangan ng ICU? Bakit for example, yung may heart failure, bakit hindi na lang sa regular ward? Bakit kinakailangan pa ng ICU? Ano bang difference para maunawaan mabuti ng ating mga kababayan na bakit anong pagkakaiba ng ICU dito sa mga general ward na nasa hospital?
So ang ICU, so these are the patients that needs organ support. So pag ibig sabihin, if one organ is failing and kailangan mo ng extra support talaga and monitoring, you have to be in ICU. So some of our patients come to us usually for monitoring kasi ine-expect or ina-anticipate nila that the patient can get poorly, they can deteriorate, or may worst case scenario na pwedeng mangyari. So ang approach dito hindi sila reactive eh. So ang approach na it's very proactive. So ito yung nakikita nila sa pasyente, malamang lamang mag-deteriorate yan kung hindi natin kukunin or dadalhin sa intensive care. So minsan kukunin na namin yon, aalagaan yung pasyente, imo-monitor namin lahat, blood pressure, heart rate, rhythm, yung puso, paghinga, yung breathing nila, yung how much yung oxygen sa dugo. So you prevent them from being very sick. Sometimes naman yung mga pasyente, they became very sick quickly sa mga ward or from A&E or ER, we call it ER, darating na sa amin na sick na sila. So basically, patients that needs either one organ support, kailangan mong matubo for your breathing, or patients na kailangan bigyan ng gamot para yung blood pressure nila ay tumaas kasi napakababa. Mga pasyente na kailangan ng slow dialysis kasi sick sila, hindi lang yun ang problema. And also patients on multi-organ failure, lahat nagfi-fail. Lahat na ng organ ay nagfi-fail na kailangan mo ng very specialist at saka tutok na care. So, close monitoring approach.
Paano yung ratio dyan? Meaning, one patient, one nurse, or one patient tapos gaano? Kasi minsan sa atin, di ba, isang nurse, 10 pasyente ang tinitignan or 20 patient. Diyan ba sa inyo? Paano yung ratio ng ano?
Ang setup ng ICU sa UK is 1:1. So isang nurse sa isang ICU Level 3 na pasyente, tinatawag. So may level ang patient. So isang Level 3 pasyente ay mostly yung mga nakikita nyo nakatubo. Like naka-intubate, na may ventilator, na may breathing support, or pasyente na naka-inotropes, yung mga blood pressure support medications, or kung ang mga pasyente nyo ay mga tinatawag naming mga Level 2, which is, they need close monitoring, but they're not that unwell, pwede kang magkaroon ng dalawa. That is really our maximum, two patients, one nurse. But the ideal is 1:1 with our proper ICU patient na nakikita sa hospital. Kasi the reason for that is, unlike sa Pilipinas, where the approach is may respiratory therapist na siyang bahala sa ventilator, may mga doktor na silang bahala sa mga interventions. Ang approach sa UK is ang nurse karamihan ng gumagalaw. Kami ang gumagalaw ng ventilator, kami ang magsiset up ng mga machines, ng mga dialysis, at kami rin yung magmamanage. So, you manage everything. So, kung 3 organs ang nag-fail, you have different machines working at the same time and you manage that. So, lahat, ikaw nagbibigay ng gamot. So, there's a lot of decision making. Very technical. So, that's why we only have one patient.
Okay. And in terms of your shift, paano yung shift niyo dyan as a nurse? Is it every 6 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours? Paano?
So with our trust, sa amin, it's 12 hours. I guess it's quite common na 12 hours dahil if we will do it na mga parang sinasabi nilang short shifts na mga 8 hours, kailangan ng maraming nurses. And at the moment, walang masyadong nurses, especially on this area. So if nanonood kayo ng mga news or sa mga Facebook, mga BBC News, probably nakita nyo na nag-prepare sila kasi ang concern nila noon is ang ICU capacity ng bansa ay limited because there aren't many, ICU nurses. Wala kaming masyadong beds dahil nga, not everybody wants to go to the ICU. So nagkaroon sila ng mga adjustments doon. So that's the situation.
And in terms of patient natin, mas marami bang lalaking na-admit sa ICU or babae? And what are the common diseases?
Patient-wise, I think sa akin lang on a personal level, I didn't check our statistics, which we have sa unit. Mas marami akong nakikitang lalaki versus sa babae. A lot of things siguro, some of these diseases are parang more often seen sa mga lalaki like mga respiratory diseases, cardiovascular diseases, mas marami akong nakikita sa mga lalaki. And actually, because this is a multi, racial country, marami din mga Asian. So, yung mga common sa atin na mga, heart attacks and all, you would see na marami ng mga Asiano na yun din yung sakit. Same. So, it's a lifestyle disease. A lot of them are lifestyle diseases.
And in terms of, kasi ito lagi tinatanong, hindi po ba kayo natatakot na sa ICU? Kasi usually po sa ICU, marami pong namamatay dyan. So as a nurse, okay, meron na bang experience na, syempre minsan, ilan kayong natitira sa ICU, lalo na kung night shift ka, 12 hours.
Yes.
So tapos sa ilan ang capacity ng typical na ICU sa inyo?
Well, sa amin, sa unit namin, mayroon kaming 13 bed capacity
13,
before the pandemic.
Okay.
Before the pandemic. So everything changed sa pandemic. So that's our normal setup. So minsan, kung medyo quiet ang unit, pwedeng nandun ka sa isang sulok ng unit na naka-separate ka sa iba. And usually kapag night shift, nagpapatay kami ng ilaw kasi kailangan kahit tulog yung mga niyan or sedated sila, we have to give them that feeling of night and day. Yung circadian rhythm nila. So medyo, well, on a personal level, medyo edgy ako kapag separated ako sa iba at nakapatay lahat ng ilaw namin kasi mag-isa nga ako dahil 1:1.
Okay. So wala ba namang experience na gano'n na biglang...
You get that feeling na merong something sa likod mo or may nanunood sa'yo na wala kasi nasa isang corner ka. So like for me, on a personal experience, nakakita na ako ng mga ganyan sa Philippines, marami sa Philippines. So when I was very green sa unit namin, I was on the isolation room mag-isa. So I wasn't, scared because mas takot ako mamatay yung pasyente ko kesa may magpakita. Pero I saw this rosary. Sabi ko, ay, naiwan nung dating pasyente siguro to, but hindi nila nakita. So I was taking it out para ibigay na kung sino yung last. And then I saw this parang tag na nakalagay na, don't remove from this room. So sabi ko, bakit may rosaryong do not remove from this room? Ang kwartong ito. So, you get that impression na may something doon. Because there was a sister na nakakakita that believes in them. Of course, nakakakita na she has a particular reservation on that room sa experiences niya. So, but fortunately, sa unit namin, whether because we're so busy, you don't really get to experience those face-to-face encounter. Kumbaga, I haven't. Yung mga talagang undeniably kita mo. But we do have, a lot of deaths in the ICU. But because of the recent pandemic, some of my colleagues, we have to move to certain areas of the hospital para in-extend namin yung unit. So, there has been quite a number of experiences like bumubukas ang kripo, na habang mag-isa ka, na bumubukas ang pinto, na mahirap buksan ang pintong yon, at saka nang hahawak ng puwet.
May ganong mga experience.
Yes. So good thing hindi ako nagna-night shift doon. So I was saved from all the, experiences. So there are known areas kumbaga sa lugar namin na known na marami kang mararamdaman. But in our unit usually no because we're busy. So you don't notice them.
Kaya nga minsan pag sa ICU mas magandang maraming pasyente, medyo pero na minsan very creepy na may isa o dalawa lang. Oo, di ba? Tapos ikaw lang mag-isang naiiwan.
Ikaw lang mag-isa sa corner, nakapatay lahat ng ilaw, nakakatakot talaga. Tapos may magbabuzzer dun sa kabilang area na wala naman.
Walang tao. Yun nga nakaka-creep. Well, anyway, minsan tumatayo yung balahibo. Hindi mo alam. Okay. But anyway, in terms of hindi natin may iwasan sa ICU na minsan may mga brain death. Minsan wala na, depende na lang sa life support. Paano yung sistema dyan? For example, do not resuscitate na. Ano yung process ninyo? Gaano katagal, etc. at hinihintay? And can the family, because sa Philippines, I remember sometimes yung relatives, sila magbubunot ng mga yes. Sa UK ba paano?
So sa Philippines, I personally experienced being the relative na, you make the decision. And if you decide, sinabi sa inyo na wala ng chance, for example, or alam mong wala ng chance, and you say, we want it to stop, ikaw bang magbubunot? So, they won't even do it sa hospital premises sometimes.
Yeah.
Minsan sa labas. In here, I guess yun yung difference, medyo tabu sa atin kasi yung do not resuscitate. Kasi ang feeling sa atin, it's either hindi mo binigyan ng chance or pinatay mo yung pasyente. They kind of like think of it as euthanasia, which is very different. Ang euthanasia po is when a person can live kahit na may terminal illness, mabubuhay pa yan ng months, weeks, pero may gagawin ka para mamatay yung pasyente. So there are some countries in Europe that actually does euthanasia. Pupunta ka sa clinic, sasabihin mo, ayoko nang mabuhay because I have this disease. They will assist you in dying. They will give you drugs so that you die. Sa do not resuscitate po, so some of our patients here are elderly. Ang common dito ang 100, ang 100 years old, ang 98 na nagda-drive, nag-grocery. So, they're very old population. So sometimes, may dahil matanda na sila, marami na silang comorbidities or ibang mga sakit. And because dahil matanda ka na, you're very weak. That kung mag-cardiac arrest ka, at bubuhayin ka namin with drugs and, compression, at ilalagay ka namin sa makina, we can never get you off. Hindi ka na namin doon matatanggal. So, ang pag ganun ng situation, i-discuss yun sa pasyente, and then, explain bakit. That it's inhumane para habang ikaw ay nahihirapan at namatay, i-compress namin yung chest mo na napakapayat mo na, papahirapan ka namin, natutusukin ka namin, lalagyan ka namin ng tubo para sa wala. Kasi hindi ka na namin kayang buhayin, kumbaga. So that's why may mga DNAR na kahit buhay pa yung pasyente, meron kaming form na ganon. That if we've done everything, and this patient is awake, and we prevented them from deteriorating, and yet they ended up there, we're not gonna do anything. So ang approach nun is assisting them to a dignified and comfortable death. We make sure that they are comfortable, free of pain. Mag-change ang approach namin. And this is also in ICU. So otherwise naman, if the patient came in unconscious na, and then it was clear to us at a certain point na we cannot reverse the problem. Hindi na namin ma-fix ang organs nila. Wala nang hope. Ang bumubuhay lang ay yung machine. Then the doctor makes that decision. So it's our consultant, intensivist consultant, na magde-decide. And this is by law. Dito sa UK, ang doktor ang nagde-decide ng DNAR. Now, if the patient hindi that was being set up na wala ka ng capacity, hindi ka na nakakaisip, we will kind of discuss it with the family na ang approach doon is not getting permission. It's not getting permission from the family. It's informing the family that this is the decision. It's for the patient's best interest that if with our aggressive treatments ay wala na, we will stop. If they arrest, we will stop. We will not do anything. So we have to make sure that they are aware of it, and we have to make sure na we try to get kung may nasabi ba dati yung pasyente, kung gusto ba nila na kahit na ganun ang sitwasyon, we will keep trying, or gusto ba nila na they will be vegetable, basta humihinga sila na nasa bahay or sa isang specialist care home. So, yun yung mga conversations, but in the end, it's a medical decision. We don't put it to the family to decide kasi they don't understand these things. It's very technical. Yes. So, sa atin, you put the burden to the family. You just advise. Pero, we're playing it safe. I guess it's the same in America, where it's a family decision. Yung next of kin ang magde-decide kung ipupush kahit medyo may reservation na yung doctor. I guess because it's a private healthcare, kayo ang nagbabayad. In here kasi, it's a national health service na bayad ng gobyerno kasi from the taxes of the people. So they could assign that decision to, the doctors. So walang issue, parang ganon. So it's very different.
How about those individuals naman na nag-sign ng waiver or nag-sign na my organs can be donated? Di ba? May mga ganon. Ano
Yes.
ang process naman natin doon? Because, for example, yung family ayaw, pero yung patient meron siyang sinay na gusto, how do you deal
Yes.
with those kind of organ donation?
Meron kaming organ donation registry, National Organ Donation Registry. So if may pasyente kami na brain dead, okay? So dito sa UK, ang definition ng death ay hindi yung puso, na huminto yung puso. No. It's when the brain stem is dead. And there is a very strict protocol that we follow in here para i-check at sabihin na dead na talaga ang brain stem ng tao. So, and if nasa ICU yung taong yon, when that happened, with, organs are kept perfused, meaning hindi na deprive ng oxygen yung mga organs, they're viable if you transfer them to somebody else, then they're very good candidate. So that person will check sa organ donation list kung nag-yes siya or no. So kung yes, wala kaming problema. We will just inform the family that your relative, is on the list. He wants his organs donated. Kapag hindi, then it becomes a tricky discussion because some are a bit, ayokong galawin yung nanay ko, but some are very, yes, I want my mother's death to benefit someone else para they feel better about it. But recently, just this summer, we changed our laws. So ang law ngayon sa UK is opt-out, meaning lahat ng tao dito ay magdo-donate maliban kung sinabi mong ayaw mo. So if you are really anti-donating your organs, mag-register ka na ayaw mo kasi pag namatay ka and you become a candidate for this donation, we will donate the organs. So, that's the consent bit. Sa amin, so if everything is arranged, we keep them in ICU. We have very strict protocols na dapat ganito ang oxygen nila sa blood, ganito lang ang temperature, ganito ang blood sugar, para i-keep na healthy yung ibang organs na pwedeng i-donate. And then we bring them to theater. May mga specialist group na darating na organ donation team. They will retrieve the organs sa theater, they will get the organs, and they will immediately go wherever the recipient is. Naka-ready na yon sa ibang hospital, and they will do the surgery very quickly. So if they need a helicopter, they will fly them on helicopter kind of thing. Ganon. So it's very good. It's a very good system. Very beneficial sa mga nangangailangan ng organs.
Do you have any idea on what specific organs usually or they harvest all the viable or the pwedeng pakinabangan?
Ina-assess lahat nila. So titignan nila yung history ng pasyente. Lifestyle mo, smoker ka ba? Hindi ka smoker. Kasi pag smoker ka, malamang ang lungs mo. If you see it, it's really black. Or gaano ka ka-healthy. So they do all these tests, and we do a lot of blood tests to confirm na healthy yung mga lungs or yung mga organs. So usually dyan, ang nadodonate is heart, very rare, kasi nga maraming mga may cardiovascular diseases. So it's very good kapag ma-harvest or ma-donate yon. Lungs, kidneys, pancreas, yun yung mga common na kinukuha. Liver, primarily liver, kasi maraming mga liver failure patients dito. So yun, so it depends kung anong kinamatay din ng tao. So, kung anong pwedeng organ ang pwedeng makuha ng team.
Oo. Sana napapanood ito ng ating mga kababayan din, particularly some of our friends, mga doctors sa Philippines or nasa politics side sa government, na at least trying to revisit some of the things that other countries are doing na maaaring mag-benefit sa country natin. Particularly, any things that you can share about the best practices na na-observe mo dyan sa UK?
So basically, looking at our practice sa Philippines sa UK, very different yung approach. One, something that we cannot probably change would be resources. Sa atin, tayo lahat ang nagbabayad eh. Dito kasi, we don't think about expenses kasi all paid for. So kung kailangan ng pasyente yan, ibibigay sa pasyente. Hindi ka guys sa atin na afford mo ba? There's that economic side on the approach. Second, in terms of skills-wise, I guess dito, ang masasabi ko sa best practices is, when I was studying masters, pinag-uusapan na natin yung evidence-based practice. Dapat ang ginagawa mo sa pasyente mo is based from research, is based from credible evidence na talagang makakabuti sa pasyente at hindi yung haka-haka mo lang or tinuro lang sa'yo ng teacher mo, parang ganon. So our practice here in the UK is evidence-based. So we always update what we do sa pasyente based on latest research. So nagbabasa sila. And when we take care of the patient, sabi ko nga, as a nurse, ikaw bahala dyan. Ang sasabihin lang sa'yo ng doktor, gusto ko ang blood pressure ng pasyente ganito. Gusto ko ang oxygen niya sa dugo ganito. Gusto ko ang pag-ihi niya, yung fluid balance niya, for example, neutral lang. Ipiprescribe lang niya yung mga gamot. Gamitin mo ang kailangan mong gamitin at a certain time na inassess mo kailangan mong ibigay at ibibigay mo. Hindi mo kailangan lapitan yung doktor. You know, they expect you to do that. Kami ang nakikialam ng mga machines, kung tataas, ibababa, papalitan. So it's very technical. So almost kind of like a doctor's job kung titingnan sa atin. So we don't do that based on hinuhulaan ko lang, but we have protocols. Like for example, paano mo tatanggalin sa ventilator ang pasyente kung ready nang i-extubate. May mga steps kami dyan. Step 1, ito ang titignan mo. Step 2. So may mga fina-follow kaming mga protocol, guidelines na galing sa research. And if meron isang bagay na ginagawa namin dito na kahanga-hanga na sana ay makita sa atin is we do this what we call a therapeutic hypothermia. So ang ginagawa doon, yung mga pasyenteng nag-cardiac arrest outside na hindi masyadong witnessed usually or nasa hospital, pag dinala sa amin, pinapalamig namin yung katawan. We put special kind of like foam adhesive covering sa katawan ng pasyente na nag-circulate ang very cold water. We keep them about 35 degrees for the first 24 hours after ng cardiac arrest. Malamig talaga. And then after 24 hours, we slowly rewarm the patient to normal temperature. And we keep it there with those pads on para hindi sila lagnatin. Kasi apparently, it is pag nilagnat sila after that, yung pag-spike ng temperature ng mabilis or pagbalik sa normal temperature ng mabilis, ang nakaka-damage sa kanilang brain. Whatever is left on their brain function after that cardiac arrest, we try to preserve it. And on a personal level, you know, and research-wise, napakalaki ng, you know, improvement or outcome ng mga patient in terms of neuro. So marami kaming mga naging pasyente na 30 minutes na sini-CPR, isang oras na sini-CPR, pero nung ginising namin, walang problema. There's nothing wrong with their neurological status, hindi sila gulay. So, you know, it's a very good approach now and the outcome is very good for these patients. It makes a difference. Na I hope it translates to our practice. Pati siguro yung mga paggamit ng mga central line o yung mga cannula, yung mga paano binibigay yung mga gamot na on big veins such as nasa neck. Kasi, you know, on my experience, gumagamit lang tayo ng cannula sa Pilipinas yung mga normal cannula. And you have to give loads of medication. So, pag tinignan mo yung kamay ng pasyente, ang laki-laki na, parang pincushion, puno ng tusok. And you know, you give drugs to support the blood pressure, pero ang gamit mo yung BP cuff. Wala kang tinatawag na arterial line where you can see the blood pressure on the monitor instantaneously. So very reactive ka. Pag bumabagsak, kitang-kita mo. This is a very basic, and I don't think it's that expensive na approach. So para at least kung kailangan nilang kumuha ng mga blood gases, arterial blood sa mga pasyente, they stop pricking these patients na, you know, nakakaawa na when they're in ICU. Because sa atin, we don't sedate the patients. Unfortunately, you know, on my experience, they probably give them a little bit of something for their pain and to keep them a bit drowsy. Pero hindi talaga pinapatulog. So if you put yourself in their position, na may problema ka sa paghinga, hirap ka, and you're awake while, you know, with the tube in, of course, hindi mo yun matotolerate. It's very hard. And what we do in the country is to tie them on the bed.
Yeah.
Which is, pag pinakita mo dito yan, they will be, you know, surprised, shocked even, because that's very inhuman para sa kanila. Na gising ang pasyente, this happened to my lola in 2017. So I came from the airport, went there, saw her, nakatali sa bed, a frail 85-year-old woman who is conscious na kung ano alam niya yung nangyayari sa kanya, but she need breathing support, and she had the tube in and she was awake. And every time the machine helps her, it scares her. And parang pag nasanay ka na hindi mo yung nakikita, parang it's a shock to you. Parang napaka inhuman ng dating. If that is what you've always known, it isn't, because you think it's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that you're able to do. But in reality, no. If you go to other countries, there are different approaches when you can make the experience better. So no wonder may mga taong ayoko nang naka-tube. Tanggalin nyo, kung mamamatay ako. Malamang, I think I'd say the same. Kasi ang hirap ng pinapagawa nyo, kumbaga. So yes, to make it a bit more human, more humane, more comfort sa pasyente. Yeah. Although it takes resources, naturally, tayo magbabayad. But hopefully, it changes. Hopefully, it can change.
We've seen so many cases in our home country. Nung nasa hospital tayo nga, it's really true na nakagapos nga ang mga pasyente minsan. Lalo na pag merong tube.
Yes.
Na I agree na i-sedate ang patient na at least hindi niya alam na merong nakasabara diyan sa lalamunan niya.
Yes.
Anyway, sana yung mga nakikinig po sa atin, mga friends natin sa Philippines, sa government, sana po ma-improve po. I know some hospitals are doing this, pero ibang hospital na hindi pa nakakagawa nito because nga limited resources, sana po isaalang-alang natin yung kung tayo po ang pasyente, gusto po ba nating maramdaman? May sakit na nga sila, dinadagdagan pa natin ng pain. So, isipin natin po yun. Sana mabago, makita natin yung mga best practices sa ibang countries. So, before some of your, tignan muna natin yung mga questions ng ating mga kababayan. Kasi ito, medyo exciting ito. Mga viewers natin, huwag niyo pong kalimutan i-like ito at i-share sa mga friends po natin. Kasi sabi dito, may mga feedback. You're such a great speaker, sabi ng ating mga viewers. Tapos dito, sabi niya, Madam, you make an excellent teacher daw. O, di ba? Nakakatawa ng puso. By the way, yung po mga nanonood sa atin, isa po sa mga estudyante ko, si Ma'am Karen, isa po siya sa mga nag-graduate with honors, magaling na estudyante, magaling na teacher. Favorite siya ng mga estudyante natin. Question mula kay Miss Ra. Hello, Miss David. Mahirap po ba ang mag-duty sa ICU?
Actually, sa totoo lang, kung ako'y tatanungin, no. Kasi sa ward, ang dami mong pasyente eh. It's like you get confused na ito kailangan yun, ito kailangan yun, ito kailangan yun. Ito lang ang pasyente mo eh. So alam mo, kilala mo yung pasyente, in and out kung ano yung mga kailangan niya, anong problema niya. You can anticipate what will go wrong. And like I said, compared sa mga ward, you act almost like a doctor. Napaka-clinical ng trabaho namin. Don't get me wrong, nagwa-wash kami ng pasyente. Naglilinis kami ng, dumi nila. But we also do the toughest, yung pinaka high level na job na kami ang nag-change, nag-alter ng mga machines, nagbibigay ng drugs kapag kailangan, na we decide on all of those things, gaano karami, gaano kakonti. So it's the best of both worlds, and it's very rewarding na yung mga pasyenteng hindi mo in-expect na mabuhay, babalik sa'yo normal, and you don't even recognize them, and you've given a father back to their family, a mother back to their family. It's rewarding. So yung nakakatakot is just, I guess, an imagination. When you go there really, and if you like what you're doing, it's actually a very good job.
You mentioned na may bumalik na pasyente sa'yo. Pag nagpapasalamat, ang sarap ng pakiramdam na hindi mo nakakilala sila, and then all of a sudden, nandyan siya, nagpapasalamat. Particularly during nasa hospital bed siya, syempre, hindi naman siya gising minsan, magpalabas na siya. Or sometimes nakamag-anak, di ba? Nakakataba ng puso that you have done something. You were able to save lives na hindi mo naman ano-ano pag bumalik. Napakaganda ng pakiramdam. Okay? Ano po ba, Miss Amaba, ang ibig sabihin ng slow dialysis? So, ayan.
Slow dialysis. So, ang tawag namin doon is hemofiltration. So basically, kabukan ang dialysis on a normal patient na malakas, na hindi bumabagsak yung blood pressure at walang ibang sakit on that moment, is aggressive yung pagkuha. Like in a number of hours, magtatanggal ka ng 1 litro, ganitong karami na tubig, at lilinisin mo yung dugo nila na in a very fast rate. Ang hemofiltration ay para sa mga pasyente sa ICU na ang blood pressure nila ay borderline or bumabagsak, na binibigyan actually namin sila ng gamot para hindi bumaba masyado, or mga pasyente na yung puso nila ay bumibigay or yung lungs nila bumibigay because they're very sick, bumigay na rin yung kidney. So hindi mo pwedeng i-dialysis yun ng mabilisan. Mamamatay sila kasi babaksak ang blood pressure. So we do it in a way na dilininis pa rin yung dugo, just like a dialysis machine. We take out fluids, just like a dialysis machine, but on a longer span of time, 24 hours, 2 days, 3 days. So it's slower compared to what a dialysis machine does. So, yung mga pasyenteng nag-organ failure, when they're at that point na sick sila, sometimes they have machines for the heart to keep it going, and drugs. We have a machine, the ventilator, to keep them breathing and to keep the oxygen inside their body. And then you have that filter, which is like your kidneys. It functions as the kidney. So it cleans the blood and it removes the extra fluids, or else malulunod yung puso or yung baga ng pasyente. So it's a very fine balance to support these organs na pag ginawa mo yun, hindi bibigay yung isang organ. Pag ginalaw mo yun, hindi bibigay yung isang organ, kind of situation. So yeah, so we do it in ICU. Kami rin ang nagsiset up. At it's another technical side of what we do.
Ito, comment naman siya. Sabi ni Miss Phils, very interesting topic. Miss Karen is one of the best, or one of the good speakers. She explained very sound and very clear, making you to listen to her, sabi niya. Oo. Tapos sabi naman ni Miss Lee, ang galing niya, kahit mamamatay na, may ginagawa pa rin silang makabuluhan para sa mga pasyente nila. Okay? Ang dami ng feedbacks natin, ang daming mga comments ng mga itong isa sabi niya, ready na po kami sa short quiz.
Mahirap daw po ako magpa-quiz.
Mahirap po magpa-quiz si Miss Karen. Anyway, I want to ask you regarding any tips sa ating mga nursing students na gusto or nagdi-dream na mag-work, particularly as a nurse in the UK. Any tips para sa kanila? For sure, mapapanood dito ng mga estudyante natin sa Pilipinas. Anong mga tips mo para sa kanila?
Ang tips ko is, of course, to study hard. Talagang, take a lot from what you can, from your studies, theories-wise, skills-wise. Have a very good work ethic. Importante na you work hard, you are a team player. Tsaka improve your English. Sabi ko nga, one of the greatest impediments or barriers ng mga kasama kong mga nurses sa Philippines is they are struggling to pass the English exam, even though they're very good nurses and their English are actually good. Pero dahil napaka-stringent ng kanilang criteria, so medyo nahihirapan. And of course, I think on a more lighter note, be familiar. Kung gusto nang pumunta ng UK, be familiar with their accent. Kasi nung dumating ako dito, I thought I know how to speak English. I was confident with my English. When I came in here, wala. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, my God, hindi yata ako marunong talagang mag-English kasi hindi kami nagkakaintindihan. Their language is different, the way they pronounce is different. So you watch, Harry Potter films. Kung mahilig ka sa cartoons, mag-Peppa Pig ka. It's funny. It's just to get you tuned in kung paano sila magsalita. And the terms that they do, because it's a very different language when you come in here. At kung napalayo ka sa London, medyo mahirap. Kasi like one example, when I came in here, they asked me to look for the knickers. And syempre dahil hindi kami magkaintindihan ng nurse na kasama ko, akala ko sneakers, sapatos. So niinisip ko, matanda, mag-sneakers pa, matanda na anyway. Hinanap ko yung gamit. So bumaba ako, sabi ko, there's no sneakers there. Sabi nila knicker. Ano ba yung knicker? Underwear pala.
Okay.
Yung mga ganon na, ay ganon. So nagmumukha akong,
Yeah.
walang alam sa language, which is funny. Pero yeah, be familiar. And one thing is, common sa atin na ugali ng Pilipino is, we are very timid. May gusto kang sabihin, hindi mo sasabihin because you don't want to offend people. And baka sabihin nila, ganito ba? No, when you come to this country, you have to be assertive. You have to learn how to assert yourself, to say what you want to say, respectfully, of course. At wag mong pabayaan na nananahimik ka lang sa isang sulok. No, they will appreciate that you assert yourself because it's an acceptable attitude as long as you do it respectfully. So yun, you have to learn that. Kasi or else, kung may mga bully dyan sa workplace mo, you'd end up, being bullied by someone. No, you have to put your foot down. You have to learn that one.
How about sa ating mga OFWs naman? Ayan, maraming nanonood ng OFW sa atin ngayon, and any health tips naman para sa kanila. Particularly sa kanilang health, ha? Oo, sa health niya.
Yes. So, being Filipino, I guess unang na-realize ko is, number one, our diet isn't great. Dahil marami tayong carbs, rice. So, ang sakit natin ay diabetes, hypertension. So, magla-lunch kami dito, group. Ang mga kasabayan kong puti, salad. Soup, salad. Pagtingin sa akin, rice. Tapos, mga matatabang pork. So, nakatingin sila. Almusal, they would eat proper breakfast. Sa atin, basta breakfast, basta kumain ka, donut, cake, okay yan na breakfast. Oh no, dito ko na-realize na, ba't pa kumakain ng donut sa umaga? Breakfast. Alam mo yun? So then I realized our diet isn't great. So, just moderation sa mga rice natin, sa carbs natin. Especially kung you've been told na meron ka ng diabetes, take your medication. Marami sa mga Pilipino ang tigas ng ulo. Oh, I don't need it. I feel well. Well, you do. Hindi mo lang nakikita. So, aantayin mo ba na, nasa hospital ka, nasa ICU ka, bago mo isipin na actually, may problema talaga ako. You need those maintenance drugs. Some would say, but normal ang BP ko kasi po may gamot po kayo. So, pag hininti mo yan, hindi na po normal. So, those, exercise, which we are also not very good. As much as we can, we have to move around. And isa sa mga sakit ng OFW na Pilipino is we work hard. We work very hard. We rarely rest. We rarely sleep. May holiday kami dito, we still work. But you have to find time when you feel that you're really tired and you're starting to feel na burnout ka na. You have to take off your psychological self. Mahirap ma-stress dito. It's very hard to recover. Physically, kapag tayo ang nagkasakit, kung may nakadepende sa atin sa Philippines, who will, send the money? So you have to take care of yourself and you have to balance and know when to stop and take a day off and enjoy life at hindi puro work. Because that's one of the things that we're known for. We don't rest. We need to rest and enjoy life. At yun po ang masasabi ko sa mga kasama nating OFW. Huwag po natin abusuhin ang ating katawan.
So with that, thank you so much, Miss Karen. Hindi ka pa rin nagbabago. Ano mo pa rin. Same ka pa rin despite na ito lahat ang mga na-achieve mo. Parang kailan lang na estudyante kita.
Yes.
And now you're doing so well. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc.
Do you want to greet someone? Our friends, our colleagues, or
I just want to greet everybody, mga naging estudyante ko, hello. Mga kasama kong CI, I miss everyone. I really miss and hope one day we can all get together again and reminisce the time. At saka Happy Father's Day sa lahat ng tatay. The Philippines, my dad, my husband, my relatives, my brother. Happy Father's Day po sa lahat. Lalo na po yung mga OFW na tatay, mga nanay na parang tatay. Happy Father's Day po. No one understands how it's like to be an OFW than us. So, hands up. Very proud to be an OFW. Believe po ako sa tibay natin as Filipinos and OFW. So, keep going. Happy Father's Day.
And with that, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This is Dr. Mike once again po. And happy Father's Day po sa inyong lahat. Tandaan po natin na lahat po tayo may kanya-kanyang story, iba't ibang storya natin, kung saan mang status meron tayo, status ng buhay. Maaring tayo ay isang domestic worker, tayo ay isang teacher, tayo ay isang doktor, tayo ay isang nurse or ICU nurse. Tandaan po natin, lagi po nating mag-aral po tayong mabuti. Tapos gawin po natin ng tama and always respect others. What I learned kay Miss Karen is how to be assertive. Huwag lang po tayong tatahimik. Kung meron po tayong gustong sabihin, sabihin po natin. And please be good sa mga ginagawa nating trabaho because magre-reflect din po sa ating lahat yan. So again, napaka-fruitful ng ating discussion ngayon. Isang magaling na speaker, teacher and ICU nurse ang naging guest natin. Hanggang sa muli, I hope Miss
Thank you
Karen, this
po.
should not be the last ha, pag na-invite ka namin ulit. Okay?
Yes, Doc.
Sige.
Thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Miss Karen. And abangan nyo po this Wednesday. Ang topic naman po natin is all about cardiac catheterization. Yung pong nilalagyan ng mga yan po i-discuss natin. Guest naman po natin, taga Australia naman. So land down under ang guest namin sa Wednesday. So with that, maraming salamat. Have a great night everyone. Maraming salamat po and see you this Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.